Okay, we are live.
We can give it a little few minutes later, it's fine.
Yeah, just give a couple minutes before we officially start. That way that
And Sonali, please harass the team members. Jamie has to be here. Um, Wondering if Human can just say a couple of words. I should be sharing my screen, I guess.
I'm sure you can go ahead and get that up and running.
Do you see the screen?
Yes. Yes, see it on the live stream now. You want to put it in presentation mode. That might, yeah. Good. Perfect.
Okay, Jamie is joining us.
Excellent.
I won't be able to, are you able to admit people? It's 9 in case I'm just presenting.
Yeah. I think we should get a notification.
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Human.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Here pending of your presentation.
Sorry?
So,
Yes, this is live.
Tiran, are we ready to get started?
I say yes, we are.
All right. Yes, it's 1 minute after 12 Eastern time, so we'll just go ahead and get started. So those that are on with us already, thank you so much for joining us. And we are definitely looking forward to getting started here. If you've not had a chance to join us for our webinar that we had previously, then welcome to our your first one with us. This time we are very excited to have the opportunity to share some of the new features and elements that are coming in CXR7 and are already here. Lots of new things going on. Very excited that you guys are going to be able to get a sneak peek of that today. Tiran has got a lot of excellent information that he's going to share with us today. Of course, if you guys have any questions during the webinar, after the webinar, definitely put it in the chat for this live session, and we will be able to answer those questions. We'll also be putting email into the chat at different points during the webinar so that you guys can email us if questions come up later on. So to get things started, I'm going to turn things over to Tiran.
Thank you so much, Noel, and welcome to our second webinar on Clear View CXR7. We're going to be discussing the new features and also a sneak peek of ErikAI, which is our AI agent helping in compliance-related tasks. So the agenda is an introduction to our company for those who are not familiar with Clear View Systems. I'm going to talk shortly about what is CXR7, and because this is about all the features of CXR7 and some of the AML, anti-money laundering features specifically that have been added to CXR7. There's a lot of other features also added, but in this webinar, we'll only be talking about mostly about the money laundering, anti-money laundering aspects. We'll also talk about ErikAI, and in the end, we'll have hopefully some time for some Q&A. And without further ado, so we are Clear View Systems. We're a software development company established in 2003, based in British Columbia, Canada, and we specialize in developing financial systems for small to medium businesses. And we have a friendly team of developers and support. We are a small company, but we have about 400 plus customers in 40 countries using our solutions. Hundreds of millions of transactions are recorded in our systems on an annual basis, and lots of happy customers. So what is CXR7 for those who don't know? It's a financial business management tool. So it is a tool for managing the front office and the back office. The front office with a point of sale, multi-currency point of sale, where the tellers and the front desk people can onboard customers, do a transaction, print a receipt, and do anything related to a customer-facing tasks. We also have the back office management, which allows accountants, controllers, compliance officers to also run the business from the back office. We have an integrated CRM system, which is also integrated with KYC, Sanction screening, and PEP screening. PEP is for political exposed people's list. So unlike other CRMs that you may add information into them, and you may have to screen the customers in a different tools, ours does it all as part of the contact management and CRM. There's a treasury management and inventory tracking. There's a currency management with rate updates, automatic rate updates. And it's also a double entry multi-currency bookkeeping or accounting system. So every transaction, monetary transaction, can be kept in the system. It's an all-in-one. It's like a mini ERP system that manages everything related to the financial business, as well as the reporting and compliance, AML reporting and AML compliance. So the products that we have in our company, CXR7, is a native desktop app for Mac and Windows. It can work in a network client-server environment with a combination of Mac and Windows. It can also be installed in a cloud. And we also have a hybrid model that can work in a cloud environment as well as an offline mode. So if there is no internet, the system can still work and operate. And when there's internet, it can connect to the cloud and synchronize the data. We also have a newly developed system, a CXR Cloud, which is a SaaS solution, a software as a service, which is very similar to our CXR desktop application, but it's fully developed for cloud. And it's a newer system, only been released 2 years ago. We have a digital currency rate board for many businesses that require a board to display their currency rates for their customers. We have a solution for that as well. We also offer APIs in case some businesses have their own systems and solutions and they do not want to switch to ours. They can still use our APIs for sanction screening, API as well as automatic rates. So the services that we offer in our company are technical support, obviously, for our own systems, and product customization. Many customers require us to do development, customize, sometimes integrate our system with theirs. That's part of the services we offer. API integration is very common nowadays. You want to connect to this service and that service. We can do all kinds of integration with different platforms, as we have done in the past 20 years. System training, our team will train you on the system services that we offer. System configuration, that's a big part of the system. We can configure for laws of the country or specific compliance regulations that the company adheres to. So it's a very configurable system, and we can help with all of that. We can develop custom reports that are not already part of the system, and we also do mobile app development, and specifically mobile app development that work and integrate with our core systems. The industry that we serve are, these are the main industries: the money service business industry that includes exchange companies, money transfer organizations, and such. We also have travel agencies that use our system for offering currencies to their customers. We have cruise ships using our system on board. And again, that offline and online mode works very well for this type of environment, where sometimes there may not be an access to internet. Hotels and resorts that have customers, international customers dealing with different currencies, tourist shops, and other high-risk industries such as casinos, gaming, and such businesses also use our system. So CXR7 was released in early 2024. Last time when we had our webinar, it was a coming soon webinar, so we didn't have it really released. Now it's official. We have over 50 or maybe more businesses, and Human, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, and using our CXR7 at the moment. Some of the AML features that are part of the CXR7, the new and improved AML menu, which is completely, you have one menu of all AML related features, and there's lots of more advanced features. There's a new interface to the system. Sanction and PEP screening have been enhanced, and we have new sanction lists, and we also have integration with new service providers. There's more options for configuring, and then also that we do have a new feature for live screening. So you don't have to add a customer in the system before you can sanction. You can just screen them before you add them as a customer. We have transaction monitoring engine that has been improved very much in the new version, with an improved rule engine and an improved case management system. Some of the other tools, AML features, are we have a full set of reviewing tools for profile review and risk review. We have audit tools, improved audit query editor, and audit control module and audit trail module. These are for automatic logging and changes in the system. A lot of time auditors ask if something has been modified, deleted, where do you see a trace of them? And these are in the audit tools. And the audit query is to address the questions related to certain queries that auditors have, give us transactions or export transactions that are within a certain threshold, happening within a date range. That's the audit query editor. We have extensive logging in our new system, and these logs are for Sanction screening logs, profile review logs, anything that pretty much you do in the system can be logged. And the reporting tool, and these are, we have a new FinTrack API reporting engine for Canadian customers, and we have also improved financial intelligence unit reporting for other countries, including Australia, New Zealand, Fiji. And also ErikAI. ErikAI is a new project that our team is working on. It is going to be used as a compliance agent or helper for compliance officers and managers to do everything a little bit faster and easier. These tasks are from review generation notes, when the sanction screening happens and there is a match, the AI engine can tell you if this is a true match or a false positive. It can also generate reasoning for that, so the documentation process is much easier. It can do risk evaluation on the customers. It can do case resolution, reporting. It can be used as training for compliance training, and document scanning can be done with ErikAI. It can just identify elements in the documents and tag the documents. And it has a insight generation capability that it can tell you this customer, for example, has done this much transaction, therefore this and that has to happen in terms of compliance and recommendations. So the first thing, sanction screening and PEP screening. We have a whole new interface, as I mentioned, the AML menu, log management, list management, and FIU reporting. The supported sanction lists that we offer are OFAC, and all of these lists come in couple for entities and people, separate lists, but we list them as one. The SEMA list, Public Safety Canada, Consolidated Canadian Autonomous Sanction List, the United Nations, a good list, European Union, and some others. Some of the search settings that we have in the new version, the match types can be fuzzy from full text to quick, and there are different levels that we can adjust these searches to be done. Full text is kind of like in Google search, where if you make a mistake in the name or misspell the name or miss even parts of the name, it can still find some matches, and exact and quick are basically a little bit less fuzzy for those searches. We have third-party integrations with KYC 2020. Some of our customers like their sanction list, so we can connect to theirs, and they have an extensive set of PEP lists that can be used. They also have a very good reporting tool where it provides a sanction screening report and KYC report on the customer. It's very, very impressive. We have new integration with regular forensics, which is for identity verification. So when you scan a document, when you scan a picture ID, the system can automatically verify if it's a fake ID, if it's a real ID. Not only that, it can read all the information from the scan ID and populate the customer profile based on the scanned information. We have a newly integration with 365 ID, and this is an ID scanner, very, very powerful scanner that automatically and standalone works. You can scan the IDs, it verifies, and it also auto-populates the information about the picture ID. With Form, we've had this integration for many years. We still offer that, and OpenAI.com integration is new, and we will be using more of that integration for visual identity verification. Some of the sanction list triggers that are new in the new version, you can do sanction list options for when different things happen. For example, when an invoice gets registered, or when a counterparty is added to the system, when a bank is being added. So you can do sanction screening on all those occasions. When a wire is being sent, check the beneficiary, check the bank. When a third party is being added, etc. So all of those triggers can now be enabled or disabled as part of the configuration of the sanction list. The entity screening is very enhanced and has a better interface to display the information of the entity when it's matching. And these includes banks, organizations, third-party entities, NGOs, charities, etc. The PEP screening is obviously it does a search on people that are politically exposed and their family members and relatives, close relatives. So head of states, ministers, members of parliament, all of those will be automatically verified. And if there is a match, the system will let you know. We have a complete and rewritten transaction monitoring engine. And this is and comes with an basically advanced rule engine where you specify criteria and requirements, and then you specify some action triggers. And it also comes with the AML alert module, which is for case management. The cases that are matching certain criteria will be in the case manager for the compliance to look at. This is a screenshot of our case management system, and it has the criteria, the scope, the KYC requirement, and as well as the enhanced due diligence requirement, and also showing the actions that can be done. So, for example, you can set if a transaction happens within a certain threshold, certain value, even specify the currencies. You can specify if there are high-risk destinations in that particular transaction, and you can specify high-risk source of funds as part of the criteria. The scope defines who the rules should run on, so which type of customers you want the rule to execute on. The KYC requirement will enforce what kind of identification or information is required when the rule is matched. For example, if a transaction over 10,000 happens, you may need to ask for picture ID, date of birth, address, etc. You can mark them as the KYC requirement. Also, enhanced due diligence requirement can include the purpose of transaction or the source of the funds. In terms of action, you can block the transaction, you can flag the transaction, you can mark it to be reported, you can even mark the customer with a special tag. You can enhance or reduce the risk of a customer, and you can altogether reject the transaction if certain criteria happens. So the criteria we already discussed, it's includes quantitative conditions and scope, basically what and who. And then we have the requirements, which we mentioned, which picture ID or what field to make mandatory during the transaction, enhanced due diligence as part of the transaction, and the actions, as I mentioned, generation of alerts and rejection of transactions, assigning a tag, freezing the account, or assigning a new risk rating for the customer. This is the case management system, and it is a very easy to use module and enhanced to be visually appealing. Compliance officer basically look at the red transactions or red alerts and look at them, and they can see the details of the transaction, what was the reason, and then they can either decide, make a decision, whether this is needs to be reported or not reported. We can also make it auto resolution. So some of the rules that need to be absolutely you know that they need to be closed, you can close them in a batch. This is a view of the case management interface where the alert and who generated the alert and which customer it applied to, what was the reason of the case, and showing a pending case versus a resolved case. There's a clear stamp that shows that the case has been resolved versus a case is pending. Some of the audit tools, as I mentioned, are the audit query, audit trail, and audit control. This is a form showing the audit query editor where you can specify on which customers you want, what is it that you're looking for. So basically you enter a query and the system generates a report based on that query. For example, you're looking for transaction between 3,000 to 6,000 Fiji dollars that are done in cash, excluding local currency transaction and including buy only. So only buys that equivalent to 3,000 in the local currency. You can also specify a date range. The audit trail will automatically track all the changes for you. So if an invoice is modified, a row is deleted, any anomalies will automatically go to the audit trail. So if your compliance or your auditors will ask, oh, can you show us the trail on the changes on this specific invoice? Everything is recorded. Not only that, if something is deleted, like an action says DEL means for deletion, you can always revert it back and restore that deleted transaction. You can restore modified transaction to their original state as well. There's a very, let's say, advanced module for audit control that can be applied for every module. You can specify exactly by field what you want the audit system to log. For example, a specific, if the address of a customer changes, you want that to be tracked. Or if you want if the whole customer profile, anything changes, you want a change to be recorded. So these audit controls can be set once, and they will work in the background to create the logs. We'll take a look at the profile review tool. This is a review for the profile when a customer needs to be reviewed in terms of information that's accurate. The system automatically provides this review form for you so that the teller can go through the list and automatically check the parts of the profile that they can verify, such as their address, occupation, the email, the phone numbers, etc. When a perfect review is done, the system shows that the review is 100%. You can provide a review notes and save the review. Basically, this shows that later on, as you know, review is a mandatory part of the regulations in Canada specifically. Is you need to review your customers on a frequency of that you say, and that is set in your compliance program. So high-risk customers need to be reviewed in a more frequent fashion, and the low risk or medium risk, they get reviewed also. And these reviews will be logged, and what you reviewed will also be logged. This is a demo of or a form showing our risk and profile risk review, which is done by the compliance officer. The previous form is done usually by tellers and the front desk, but this is done by the compliance officers where they need to see the holistic view of the customer transactions, invoices, everything in one, and then they can adjust the risk rating and write the review and save it. We discussed the audit logs, and This is a screen showing the sanction screen log, all the names that have been logged, and sanction screen again, and the name of the sanction list that were screened will be logged, as well as the notes and the response of the API when a call has been made to these sanction list checks is recorded. So for future, you can always go back and see what was the search and what was the result at the time. We discuss the risk review log will show that, for example, certain customer has been reviewed and the system automatically generates a revision notes based on what the compliance officer has done. If you adjust the rating, if you change something, and everything will be logged in a human readable revision note, so that again, for auditors in the future, they can see what the compliance officer reviewed. Profile review logs are also similar. It shows, for example, in this case, that the company and the occupation was verified, the phone number was verified, the picture ID was verified, and the address was verified. This is a full review of the customer profile and the documents. And sometimes you need automation, or sometimes you may need manual reviews. It's all stored in the system. There's a module called the exception log, which anything that is exceptional, such as changing the rate, giving a discount to a customer, teller proof that is counting their money and it's not matching with the system. All of those exceptions are logged in an exception log. And that's showing who did it and at what time this discrepancy happened. Say a teller gives a discount, it's all part of the exception log. Let's see what the time is. We're doing okay. So the AML reporting is a new aspect. I mean, we've had AML reporting for many years, but now we have a new FinTrack API reporting for Canadian customers that is much better than the batch reporting we used to have. And I will let later Jamie give a little quick demo on that. There's Austrac batch reporting, Fiji reporting, New Zealand, and we will be adding more countries as we go. Next year, we are planning a US batch reporting as well as some other countries. So the FinTrack API reporting, Jamie, I don't know, are you able to share your screen? I don't know if Jamie's can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Jamie, are you able to show that FinTrack API reporting presentation?
Not sure if his connection is lost.
I think we lost Jamie okay. Okay, I'll go back and I'll talk about ErikAI. So, okay, ErikAI is the AML compliance helper. The early release in Q1 of 2025, we are at the moment doing some testing to make sure that results of the AI agent is accurate, or making sure that it's in compliance, basically, with regulations. And we are at the moment fine-tuning that engine. So ErikAI basically will be helping with customer onboarding, transaction monitoring, reporting, and training. As I mentioned, in the customer onboarding, when there's a false positive and true positive in the sanction list, it will detect that. It will also write the reasoning so that the tellers don't have to waste their time putting all the documentation, verifying. It's a long process when a match is found to document why the match is false positive. But ErikAI will do that in a fraction of a second and will provide very solid documentation on why the match is true or false positive. In terms of ID validation and verification, we are already integrating with some other service providers, such as Regula, for example. Regula Forensic can detect fake IDs, but we're adding our own layer. So ErikAI will be able to detect some fake IDs and read the information from an ID and populate the form. And some of the documents that are not ID related, like you upload a proof of funds, etc., it will be understood, tagged properly, categorized, and saved in the system.
Hi, Tiran, these informations are very helpful, but can you also share your screen? I think it dropped, like we are not able to see your screen.
Thank you for letting me know. And Sonali, thank you. Share my screen. Are you able to see it?
Yes, we can now. Thank you so much.
Perfect. So I was talking about this part where the ID verification happens, and the risk analysis is another thing that it will drastically reduce the time for assigning a risk. It will never override a human assignment of a risk, but it will suggest as its own assessment, it will suggest if something is off, or maybe it thinks that it needs an adjustment in the risk. It could be that time has passed, things have changed, and as humans, we may not have the time to go back and reanalyze, and the ErikAI engine will go and say some things have drastically changed in the profile of the customer, or their occupation, or their transactional level, so the risk need to be redone. In a way, the confidence level of the risk will be readjusted, and risk will be reassigned. In the transaction monitoring, it will help with fraud detection, the patterns of fraud and money laundering. It will be automatically looking for certain patterns. It will look at that and it will help with that generation of alerts, whether it's a transactional risk. And also in the compliance audit review, it will be help with notes generation, documentation. The reporting aspect, when you report, for example, the FinTrack reporting will sometimes generate an error for some reason, and it's very difficult for a human to know what the error means. And we will be using ErikAI to analyze the response from the API and make it so that it's human readable, and will suggest what needs to be adjusted. For example, an address of a customer that it doesn't match with their maybe postal code. FinTrack will reject that report. And when the rejection happens, it's just a bunch of codes that may not be very easily understood. And that's what ErikAI will help and say, you need to make sure that this customer has a proper postal code assigned. In terms of training for the staff, it will be also part of what ErikAI can do is provide awareness training, or you can chat with it and ask questions if you're not sure about regulations. And initially, we will make sure that we fine-tune the ErikAI engine for Canada, and then USA, and also other countries will follow. But generally, ErikAI will have a general understanding of regulations, compliance rules, so it will be able to assist even for other countries. So with that, I believe we're the end of our presentation. Okay, my slides don't go forward anymore. I will stop sharing. And Jamie, are you back by any chance? Okay. No,
Yes,
not.
Tiran, I am here.
Oh, you're here. Okay. Are you able to present the FinTrack reporting?
Yes, I can do a short demo. Yeah, how to
Okay. Yeah,
generate the
a short
report.
demo or a slide presentation, please. Thank you.
Yes, I'm going to share my screen right now. So here, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, basically, I want to show what is the new FinTrack API. The FinTrack API allows to our customer submit the reports directly to FinTrack, replacing the previous web reporting system. In the past, we had a way to report basically with ASCII files. In this case, we are going to use JSON files. So this is the new way to send the reports. Basically, for that, we need a short enrollment process. In that process, the only thing that we required is to generate a couple of API keys, that are series or number and letters that you enter to the system, and the system will use that API keys to identify the customer and send the reports to FinTrack. Okay, the enrollment is very simple. It's just to using an email and create an application in the FinTrack portal, and they give us the numbers. This is a very simple process. I am going to we have a video in order to show the process, but the video will be sent by our support team. Yeah, here the process is very simple. Just the CXR7 analyze all the invoices, checking the cash transactions and the transfer outside of Canada, and it will generate the JSON files. The process is very simple. I'm going to show you quickly here in the report. Okay. Basically, to generate the reports, we open this window. This window is opened just selecting the reports. In the report menu, FinTrack, LCTR, and EFT reports, and you will see this screen. In this screen, the only thing that you have to do is to select the report type and click the generate button. After generating the button, after generating the files, you will see in a configured directory all the files that the system generates. These files must be sent to FinTrack using the other button here, select and send files. You need to select the files and send the reports. Basically, this is the process. The system will show you that the report were generated successfully or not. In this case, we don't have a token required because it's a token only generated by our customers, so we don't have one of them. After generating the report, we have created a new form here in the pop-up menu called FinTrack Reports. Here we will see all the reports sent, and we can see the rejected reports and the accepted reports. In this case, I'm going to open a new an accepted report that is here, and we can see the invoice involved. Yeah, and additionally, we can see the report generated. Yeah, the JSON file on our right and the response here. We can see easily the information that we send, and here we will have the response. In this case, the response was successful, so it means that the report was sent to FinTrack in a very easy way. Yeah. Here, if we need to delete the report, we can click here, and the report will be deleted from the platform for the FinTrack platform. Yeah. So we can handle the report sent and send new report. For the EFT reports, For the EFT reports, the same thing. We can click here the option and generate the reports, and the report will be generated automatically in a folder. And you can see here the different invoices that you have generated, or the invoices that are related to the reports. To send the report, basically the same process. You select the EFT reports and the report is sent to FinTrack. This is a very short demo how FinTrack reports works. So you can continue, Tiran. This is my short demo.
Thank you so much, Jamie. I was wondering if you were going to show that pop-up from the FinTrack that shows detail, a little bit of information on a daily basis. But it's so we have a new feature that basically every day that you start up the system, if you're a compliance officer and administrator, it will show you a little detail of things that need to be reported today, and with a click of a button, you can report it from there. It is very convenient and will remind people that they have reports to be sent out. Obviously, the system will never send out automatic reports unless it's someone has to manually send by pushing a button. Obviously, all of these solutions will save you tons of time in making your daily life easier when you're using the system. And whether it's identity verification, sanction screening, recording the transaction monitoring, everything that our system and solution is doing is to save you time, make you more profitable, make you more efficient, and save you the cost of all the time that you spent. It's on by humans and compliance officers that need to be spending time doing all this for you. It will be much reduced. So that's the premise of our solution, one integrated solution that can run your money service business very effectively and efficiently. Human, if you have any closing words or anything, please feel free to jump in. And
thank you so much. We are very excited about all these new features of the software. I'm sure that all of our existing clients, any of them that I mentioned, these features, they're looking forward to take advantage of it. And I'm sure that for any of our new clients, it will be an exciting time to book a demo with us and to basically let us to go through the software and all the features for them and show them that how it can help them with their business.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. And Noel, you want to close, and it's time for Q&A. I guess we are on time for Q&A.
Sure, yeah. So thank you so much, Jamie and Human and Tiran, for all the information that you guys have provided. So the chat should be open now. We had a little bit of difficulty with it, but hopefully you guys can enter your chats now. So if any questions you guys have, put them in the chat and we'll make sure that our team has the opportunity to answer those. Again, I've already put it in, but if any questions come to your mind after the fact, you can always email us and I will put that in the chat one more time just to make sure that everybody has that email address. Renata said thanks for the great presentation. So thank you so much, Renata, for joining us today. Matt said thank you as well. Thank you for coming. A lot of information was presented today, so hopefully you guys have a better idea of how CXR7 works and some of the new features that are already implemented and will be coming. So we'll just give the chat a few more minutes before we officially close out.
In the meanwhile, while we're waiting for questions, if someone has, I can show the screen and a little bit of the interface of the new system.
Yeah,
So
that would be great.
we don't look at a blank screen. I'm going to be sharing my screen one more time. So this is the new interface, showing the menu on top, and let's look at the customer. This is very cool to actually. Let's add a new customer, and I don't have a scanner attached, but I'm just gonna pick a picture ID and click the verify document, and it shows you in 2 to 3 seconds. The document will be read. Information will be populated on the ID, like first name, last name, date of birth, address, city, and the system detected that this is a fake ID. If you look at it from, there is a stamp saying this regular forensics verification failed on this ID, and that's stamped on there. And there's also points that the picture ID, even if it was real, it expired, immediately showing on the screen. As you can see, the picture ID template, the ID number, the date of issue, expiry date, the country of issue is automatically filled in. So as you save the profile, it will tell you some things that are missing as part of the regulations or the compliance systems that you have put in place. These are all can be changed. I'm gonna just click new and add another customer. So if you do add, say, a customer that has an ID already in the system, for example, I don't know if I have my own ID. I'm just going to quickly verify this, and it will populate the screen with the information, the address, etc. And if I save it, first of all, it's telling me a record with the same picture ID already exists in the database. It's a duplicate entry. So the system will prevent you from creating duplicate records if the teller forgets that they have entered this profile previously in the system. It's very intuitive in that sense. And even if you fill in the profile, it's very easy to say that someone with that same name existed. I'll try to show if I do a manual entry, like if I add, for example, here, and I add the name by manually, and as you can see, a sanction screen is run on the system. There's a possible duplicate in the system. It's showing me there's a person in that name with that picture ID already in the system. The picture ID has been verified to be authentic. There's also another profile that has the same name but a different picture ID. Obviously, this is a fake profile, but it's all fake data anyways. And this is a possible duplicate as well. As I enter more information like date of birth, etc., the possible will become, if I re-enter exactly the same information, it won't let me save that new customer. And here on the KYC AML, we can see that the sanction list already happened on that, and all the lists that have been verified are all clear. So it's just a contact management system. If you think of it as a contact management, it just makes your life easier. And you can see that PEP has been verified. It says not PEP, PEP check returns no matches. So all of that, it takes time to do manually. It's all done, and you don't have to go from system to system to do that. This is just 1% of what the system can offer, but I just wanted to show something before if there's any other questions that came during this time.
I think we are good. Just one other comment. Milan said great work. So thank you so much, Milan, for joining us. And again, you guys have any questions, the email is in the chat. And of course, please feel free to share this link with anyone who may not have been able to join the live webinar. This, of course, will be up that you can go back and watch it at any time. So, Tiran, I think if you don't have any other anything else to share, then I think we are good to say goodbye to everyone today.
Thank you so much, everyone, and see you around. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.